Now I'm going to be straight up with you. This video is going to be super serious, and I want you to take full attention into this and put your 10 minutes of your day into this video, because this video has the potential to absolutely change your life. Today I'm going to show you how I went from this to this, and it's simple. It comes down to a single period of your year that you can do every single year, but it will change your life 100%, and it's called monk mode. You listen to people like Iman Gadzhi talk about it, but the way that he said it and the way that many people on YouTube said it, it is super easy, and some of you actually are in monk mode right now without even knowing it. So today I'm going to give you something that is going to increase the difficulty of your monk mode, but it will give you so much more benefits and results. If you want to do that, stick to the end of the video. And I actually made it super simple for you. I'm going to give you 5 habits, 5 principles that you must do. None of these are particularly really hard, but also I'm going to give you 10, yes, you heard me right, 10 building blocks that you can add on these 5 simple principles if you want to make this monk mode be the best decision of your life. Now, I'm not going to explain each of the building blocks in this video, but I'm just going to give you like the simple habits that you can do and add to these 5 principles that I'm going to list right now. Those 5 principles being fairly simple and not even that challenging to do, but I think it's really important that you stick to them. The first habit that I would really recommend you do is actually something that probably you learned even in school, and that is actually drinking water. Now, why is drinking water so important? Because look, the next 4 habits, the next 4 principles are going to be a little bit more challenging. As well, if you pick some other of the 10 building blocks, it's going to be really challenging, and generally speaking, your body is probably going to kind of spend more water. So I would really recommend you actually drink from like 3 to maybe even 6 or 7 liters of water. I personally drink 5, but I think 3.5 is probably perfect for most of you. Now, the second of the 5 principles is actually meditation. Now, I know Iman Gadzhi spoke about this in his video, but I think it's really important that you meditate. For a lot of you, actually, you never meditated before, you know? But I think it's really great because it cleans up your mind and lets you focus on the other 2 principles, and especially on the thing that you want to actually accomplish with this monk mode. It doesn't have to be anything like 30 minutes or an hour. You can do just like 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I specifically do 10 minutes every single day, and it has improved my mental health exponentially. So I truly recommend you do it. Now, the third thing that I would really recommend you do is some form of exercise. It doesn't have to be going to the gym, but I would highly recommend going to the gym at least 3 or 4 times a week. It builds up your confidence, it builds up your attractiveness, it builds so many pillars of your life. So I'd highly recommend you actually go to the gym. But for the other 3 or 4 days that you don't go to the gym, I would recommend just going for a walk, getting like 5k steps, 7k steps, 10k steps. I think it's highly important for you to actually get some form of exercise every single day. And this is where the water comes in important, because if you exercise every single day, your body is going to spend more water, kind of recovering and resting. So that's why, again, the first thing was actually drinking more water. Now, the 4th thing is actually super simple, but nobody actually speaks about it that much. But I would highly recommend you actually do goal setting every single day. Now, goal setting is as simple as literally getting a pen and a paper and literally writing 10 of your goals. Now, it can be 10 goals that you want to accomplish while in the monk mode, or 10 goals of your life, generally speaking. I think it's great, and I think it's going to make all of the other habits and all of the other principles of monk mode be kind of targeted in one way and in one kind of benefit. So I think you should highly do this every single day. It takes not more than like 15 minutes, and make sure that these goals are actually similar or even the same. After a couple of days, you're going to see that your goals are going to be the same. The first 3 or 4 days you're probably going to have different goals every single day, but after like the 5th, 6th day, you will see that your goals will just start repeating every single day. Now, the 5th thing that I would highly recommend you do is actually getting rid of any addiction. Now, it can be porn, it can be it can be video games, it can be weed, alcohol. Now, I know it's going to be hard for you to actually get rid of all of these addictions, but try getting at least one of them off your day. It can be video games, bro. It can be junk food. If you actually clean up your diet, you just remove an addiction already from your life. If you can remove all of your addictions, I truly recommend you do. Deinstall social media, deinstall all video games. Go, put your head down and work. Trust me, if you have a lot of addictions through your day, you're not going to be able to focus as nice and as like well and properly on your goals that you want to achieve with monk mode. So I would highly recommend you actually get rid of at least 1 or 2 addictions right as you start the monk mode, and then while doing monk mode, you can remove all of the other addictions. Okay, so now that we got the 5 basic principles of monk mode, we can actually go and into the 10 building blocks that you can do. Now, these 10 building blocks are just habits that you can add on these 5. They're not like put on a list, so like the first one is more important than like the 10th. No, they're all kind of really good, and I would highly recommend you do at least 5 of these to add on your 5 basic principles of monk mode. The first habit that I would highly recommend you do is actually getting more sleep. Now, I know you're all like, this is common, you know, you should do this and all that. Yes, but trust me, sleep is so important, especially because your body, if you actually do this right, is going to be fairly tired after a day of hard work. So I would really recommend you get more sleep. The second thing that I would really recommend you do is journaling. It can be gratitude journaling, it can be journaling on a paper, sketch notes, whatever. Just journal at least a little bit. Get your thoughts off your head onto a paper. You're going to feel so much better. The third building block that probably actually just improved my life the most, but I know a lot of people can't do it. It's really hard. It's a hard task to do, but it's actually simply reading, you know? Books. You can even study, bro. Trust me, if you either study or if you do some books, if you read some books every single day, I would actually recommend you reading some like business books or something like that. I read business books every single day, and they have improved my life so much. If it wasn't for these, I wouldn't be recording this video. So I would highly recommend you actually do start reading. But I know it's really hard because our attention spans are fried. The fourth building block of monk mode is doing some form of cold exposure. Now, what is cold exposure? It can be either like cold showers, or it can be like ice baths, or even cold plunges if you live in like Iceland or something like that. But trust me, bro, especially if you do that exercise, like I said, the 5 basic principles, this will just enable you to do so much more. Trust me, you will feel so much more energetic, and your rest and your recovery will be so much quicker, and you will be able to do so much more exercise. Trust me, bro. Try and do cold exposure. Try and do a cold shower. It will just improve your life a lot, and it definitely changed my life. I feel so much better. I feel so much more energetic, and it's a thing that I would highly recommend you do. The 5th building block is actually just getting a clean diet. Now, you can be cutting, you can be bulking, whatever, but try to have a clean diet. It will enable you to do other things better and more productive. The 6th thing that I would highly recommend you do is actually problem solving. Now, what is problem solving? Brian Tracy talks about this in his book Goals, and I talked about this more in some of my last videos. But it's actually just getting get a paper, like this is like the page of the book. But get a paper, get a pen, and write a question at the top of the paper, and then answer that question in 20 different ways. So write 20 answers. It can be, how can I make more money this year? And then you write 20 answers to this question. I would highly recommend you do, and I think it's highly productive and will better your life. The 7th thing that I would highly recommend you do is actually not using social media for the first 2 hours. Now, this is really hard for some people. Some people just wake up immediately, grab their phone, look at social media. You're just going to be so much more frustrated. It definitely happened to me, and my life has been a lot better since I've been off of it, and I've been not looking at my phone for the first 2 hours of my day, and it's really, really great. The eighth thing that you can do is not really a habit, but is an action that you can take in your brain, and that is actually competition. Now, how do we compete? You find a guy who is super, super successful. You find a guy who is like in your path. So let's say you want to be like, let's say a programmer. Okay, you want to be a programmer. And you think Monk Mode is going to help you with getting your programming goals done. So you get a more successful programmer, and then you focus on beating him. Trust me, bro. Competition done some great things in my life. It made me go from this to this. Just simple competition. Okay, so the ninth thing that you can do, this, by the way, I should have talked about this in my testosterone videos, but trust me, this will not only increase your testosterone, but will increase your productiveness a lot. And that is actually going for some sun right as you wake up. So wake up, get on some clothes, go outside. Or if you have a balcony, it's even better. Just getting some form of sun in the morning is really, really important. Why do you think a lot of people drink that, vitamin D3? Because we don't get enough sun, because most of the day we're actually in home. So just by going out and getting some sun early in the morning is great. Now, it doesn't have to be like really sunny outside. You just have to see you're still getting sunlight. Trust me, the sun is hitting through the clouds. So I would highly recommend you do this. It's boosting your testosterone, boosting your confidence, boosting your productiveness, and I would highly recommend you do this. Now, the 10th thing that you can do is kind of a joke, but the 10th thing that you can do is actually subscribing to this channel. Because I think this, if you found value in this video, you'll find so much more value in some of my other videos. And for the next couple of days, I'm going to post a lot more of these building blocks on my channel through other types of videos. So make sure you subscribe. I'm posting every single day at 6 p.m. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, drop a subscribe. And if you want to get some gifts, first link down below, you can use code GLSDNY. Thank you guys for watching. Faith be the reason. I love you and see you tomorrow. Peace.